Paul Pogba is now Superman. Fantastic assist, of course, for the goal. Speaking about his transition from Mourinho to Solskjaer, Solskjaer's given me the freedom of going forward to shoot and to be forward with the three forwards. Now I'm taking pleasure again. Solskjaer's doing a great job. He's been a player. He knows the mentality of this club, and he came to help us and boost us. The stats kind of tell the whole story, don't they, with Mourinho, with Solskjaer. Craig, when all this mess was going on, you said it might be best for both of them to leave.
Well, the way he was acting and the way Mourinho was acting, yes.
But it's turned out that Mourinho leaving has been obviously...
Well, obviously, but I mean, unless have I gone in a time machine? Because he's been saying this since the minute Mourinho walked out the door. You know, I mean, it's not like, 6 games in and and it's a story that Paul Pogba's happy again. I don't think so.
Well, not surprised, are we? All the stats you just saw there is exactly what we expected from him. And when you get a player who doesn't want to play for the guy in charge, and the guy in charge grants him that wish by sticking him not only on the bench but in the stand, then don't be surprised. As soon as that freedom comes along, he can produce what we know he's got.
We talked about it yesterday. It just emphasises once again how idiotic the decision was by Mourinho in the first place to drop him, surely.
Well, lots of things were...
Called ego, isn't it? Egos get in the road.
Idiotic.
And people make stupid decisions. Mourinho's ego got on the way, and he made a stupid decision and treated Pogba badly. Pogba wasn't blameless, but just ego. That's all.
Sometimes I just wonder if Mourinho felt that he would have been there for the long term and not Paul Pogba. Maybe they could have gotten a buyer for him, and as a result, things would have turned better for him post Paul Pogba. Now, the exact opposite is the truth, and Paul Pogba is delivering on that promise that. Why Manchester United spent 100 million for him, the great things we'd seen about him. And you just know, when you have players of that quality and allow them to play with the freedom to go forward and not always be overly concerned about what you have to do on the other side of the ball, this is what you get. This is what makes Manchester United and their players great, not just defending a lead and trying to carve out a 1-0 win. Defensive win against teams in the bottom half of the table.
If Man United don't get in the top 4, we said it yesterday, and it's still a big if because they've got a chance, then there's the two people that United fans could really throw mud at are clearly Mourinho and absolutely Ed Woodward, because he sat back and watched a stinking rotten mess happen in front of him for months, and he sat there along with his board and his owners and he allowed it to fester. And now he's made the change. And all of a sudden, it looks like they're going to give themselves a chance. But I tell you what, the most important thing in this for me is who they got out, not who they got in.
Right.
I think the most important thing, no matter how it goes for Solskjaer and McPherson, was the fact that they got Mourinho out. The big problem I've got, they should have done it a long time before.
What's interesting, if you take a look at the game as a whole, and you brought this up yesterday, Stevie, is that Tottenham had so many chances.
Yeah.
If Mourinho was still in charge and it wasn't that feel-good factor from Solskjaer, would the rhetoric have been different? Would it have been De Gea saves Mourinho's blush or something like that, as opposed to what's being painted now?
Well, yes, and what we would be saying about Mourinho wouldn't have changed because, well, he just did, or he would have done what we know he always does. And it would have been all about De Gea, and we'd still be sitting here and we'd still be talking about, regardless of whether they had won 1-0, we'd have been wanting them out the door. So, no, this performance and this result doesn't change that they did the right thing.
I think, of course, the rhetoric would have been different because the play would have been different. Now, it's one thing to watch Manchester United play negatively, not really test the opposition and still rely on David De Gea to bail you out. But if you play the type of football that they did against Spurs, you attack, you show some kind of impetus, and then you rely on your defence and your goalkeeper on several occasions to get you all 3 points, you take that. And you know that that's going to happen on quite a few occasions during the course of the season. It gets hard to accept when you don't attack, or when you do attack, it's just a second thought, and yet still you're relying on your goalkeeper to get a point, and somehow you champion that point. Let's remember in the reverse fixture at Old Trafford, Spurs come, Spurs attack, Manchester United try to play on the front foot, wrong end of a hiding, and Mourinho comes out and says to the press, well, you all told me we should attack, and this is what happens. Right. Look how different, the two approaches from the managers are. And that's why you see the difference in the performances.
If Mourinho had been in charge, Lukaku would have played and Fellaini would have played. Right.
Yeah.
Right, and they'd have been scared stiff. Scared stiff, he Spurs. That's what their whole mentality and work ethic would have been completely different. But, it's not like it's rocket science, is it? It's not like somebody was going to come in and try and play this defensive style. That's just not what they wanted. It's not what they're about. So it's not like we're learning anything we didn't know, that somebody's come in and tried to get them a bit open and expansive again and have a bit more pace about them. And so far, it's been pretty successful for them.
We said yesterday that Manchester United could have scored 3 goals away at Spurs. That would not have been the case had Mourinho been in charge.
Yeah.